Hi, it's me. It's Claire. It's been a while. Did you miss me? Yeah, life gets busy, but Happy New Year. Happy Black History Month. I want to start this year with talking about animation. Of course, this channel is about animation, duh. Let's talk about the state of animation 2024. So a lot of movies have been released in 2023. Like a ton of animated movies. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I did not watch even close to all of them. Like I tried. You can see I crossed out a number of them because I watched them. There's a lot I could not find. I mean, I searched. That's what I've been doing for like a month or so. Just watching movies, catching up on the scene, if you will. Guys, this past year of animated flicks has actually reflected the game industry. I'm not even gonna lie. There were some real highs, like Baldur's Gate. And for the animation community, we had a couple of them. Needless to say, Spider-Verse was basically the Baldur's Gate of animation this year, I would say. I mean, not for me, but for most people, because it did win a lot of awards. Then we had the lows. The lows were really, really low. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I saw all the lows. I did not. Because there's still like 3 major movies in theaters as I'm making this. And I'm not paying money to see a bad movie. I don't make money from this channel. You guys already know. I only got 50 subscribers, if that. So, I'm just doing this for free, for fun. And that means y'all gonna have to wait if you want to see me talk about some of these films. I might update my state of animation, but in reality, it doesn't matter. We all know, based on the trailer, that Wish was gonna be bad. Is that the lowest low? No. There were actual bad movies in 2023, and I tried my best to watch them. Some of them I just had to turn off. I'm sorry. No, please just help our kids. Help our kids with better movies. The kids of the world deserve better. We deserve better, because I'd also like to watch some of these movies, but they're just like really insane because they don't think any adult's gonna watch it, or really insufferable because they think children don't have a brain. So those are your options. Sometimes it's a mix of both, like Paw Patrol. I'll give it to them. I didn't see the first movie, but this movie, it looks like they tried. Visually, they did try. Visually, it looks a lot better than the show and the other movie. And that's where my praise ends, but overall, I think this has been a good year for animation. We started to test the waters in AI. AI is now something that is considered threatening to animators. Why? Because some people made some crude AI models that can animate, if you want to call it that. It's only trying to pick up on patterns that it can't see because it doesn't understand what's happening. Like, we're asking it to have an imagination, and AI doesn't imagine. It does not think. So the likelihood of it ever replacing humans in the art space is laughable. Could there be another genre called AI art? I'm sure. Could it be a tool to help animation go faster? Definitely. That tool is not here yet. It's probably less work to just draw it at this point. So animators definitely shouldn't be shaking in their boot. Not after Spider-Verse and TMNT showcase their great efforts this past year. No, they have nothing to worry about. Animation is doing great. Now Disney's different, but Disney already knows that's fucking up. It's fucking up everywhere, not just in animation. So we don't need to tell it anything else. Maybe they should do some restructuring, get some creatives at the top, or just let the top stay at the top and not worry about what the bottom is doing, because the bottom can make some magic if you just stay out of it. That's what I'm telling you.
When you come up with a new film, because each film kind of has a kind of theme to itself. And so do you have the sort of the theme first and then you work the story out after?
Yeah, well, and it kind of, the idea comes from in all different ways, because what we do is it starts with a filmmaker. We have a team of directors who are all on staff, and they come up with the ideas, and I'm there to sort of help make sure they bring their vision forward. So we will talk a lot about theme, and to me, once you really land the theme that is messy enough but also simple, like The Power of Wishing is pretty big. It's like, oh, you think wishing simple, and then you realize how complicated it is to try to pursue your wish, and all the obstacles and all the people that get in the way, and how you really need help. And you start to do that, and all of a sudden you start to see how a story can grow.
Jennifer Lee, let the creatives create and stop pulling execs and treating them like there were workers that you pulled from the bottom. You did not. Don't pull your directors from the top of the pile. At this point, you've already ruined the pile. You've ruined the pile by stagnating all those ideas that have been there for decades. And then you're pulling those old ideas out and saying, all right, do something with it. It just doesn't work anymore. You need the fresh idea. The people who just got there, they probably have the most to say, to be honest. Or pull someone from outside, because they also probably have something to say. The people who don't have anything to say are the people who've just been working for you for decades. Like, how could they do that? Seeing the degradation of quality, seeing the degradation of storytelling, all in the name of profits. And that's because they love the idea of Disney. The idea that you can create magic, that Disney is a place for everyone. And that's just not reality, honestly. So don't pick the people who aren't living in reality to make the stories. They're just out of practice, and they haven't been living in the world. They haven't. They've been living at Disney. Disney is a bubble, and what you're not going to get is good ideas from inside a bubble. You get the same tired ideas, retread. That's why Frozen, Moana, Wreck-It Ralph, Strange World, what was that? Wish. All of these movies are borderline the same. I didn't even mention Raya because I keep forgetting that one. There's like a bunch that I miss because they're just not memorable. They're not impactful. There's nothing to be said. It's just like, there's not even a real adventure. There's no danger. There's no stakes. The music is passable sometimes. I mean, with Wish, I listen to enough of those songs that they seem out of place. They're not really bad, but they're bad for a movie like that. At least a Disney movie. They're like pop songs. One is a love song, but it's used between the villain and Asha. What is that about? Why is the love song between the villain and Asha? I mean, yeah, it's been rewritten, but the music is not going to lie to you, even if the words are changed. The music says it's a love song, not anything else. So it's super bizarre. That's a lot of the exposure I got to Wish, but you got your work cut out for you. 2024 Disney. So yeah, in general, the state of animation is great. The state of Disney is not. AI will be helpful as long as we keep it in check and not put it on weapons, but it's not going to take anyone's job. Not this year. So to celebrate the state of animation, I created some award categories myself. First, we have our most creative film. Now, this category is mostly meant for animation that sort of redefines the medium. Like, wow, this is new. This is something we haven't seen before. And those awards go to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Hey.
Hey. It's rude to stare.
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Find my baby!
You guys know why I put those on this list. I'm sure most people have seen Spider-Verse, but have you seen TMNT? Like, I'm a little bitter because TMNT keeps getting snubbed. Like, that movie didn't just happen, but it did happen, and it's great. It's really great. And that's all I'll say about it for now. Spider-Verse. Now, I don't know if like the directors at Spider-Verse sent out a memo across the animation industry and told everyone, hey, this year we're doing mixed media. But I'm telling you, this year there was a lot of mixed media. And I'm gonna tell you that Spider-Verse did it the best of all of them. It didn't feel forced, it fit right in there. But they weren't the only ones to, like, even Barbie had mixed media. The opening sequence is 2D. So like everyone has been doing mixed media in 2023. Like even the small guys who we aren't even thinking about, because who's watching these Barbie movies? Like seriously, who? What child? Who's even playing with, do children even play with toys? The weirdest films of 2023. These films are just like outright bizarre in either their design or their story. We have The Magician's Elephant.
Like I said, he's not great at magic.
Let me explain.
My advice is, just roll with whatever's going on. If you're gonna watch The Magician's Elephant, that it's strange. The story is strange. It's a weird movie. It's really weird. Why did an elephant have to fall on a lady? I don't know. Next we have The Swan Princess, A Fairy Tale Reborn.
What is all this hullabaloo?
A message for Princess Huberta from the king. No, you are Huberta.
Oh, yes. From head to toe.
It is weird, and it's weird that this lady has been old since she was young. She's been old her whole life. Her whole life she's been old. I don't even remember the details at this point because the movie was so crazy. I probably should have did this recording right after. Trust me, it's bizarre. And at a certain point in the film, it goes back to the Swan Princess. And I'm like, what was all the stuff in the beginning? And that's where I turned it off. So that's half of the movie, I know for sure, is super weird. Like it at least has 3 plot lines just in the beginning. Okay. Our next weird film of 2023 is Pastacalypse. Is it Pastacalypse?
I mean, if you're a little overweight but believe you're slender, does that make you trans slender?
Anyways, this movie I also didn't finish, mostly because I got bored. But it's interesting in its premise, but it's super weird too. It's about this guy who is Italian and he has a pasta shop, right? Pasta usually has gluten, and apparently in this world gluten is banned. The whole world is banned. But then he enters this pasta competition or something, or food competition, and he uses gluten. They find out that he has gluten because that's why it's so good. And so he gets in trouble and they try to arrest him. And then somehow all the pasta comes alive and starts eating the people. And then they're like zombie pasta. Like it's like noodles with brains. And then it turns into an adventure, but you're not with the man, you're with his daughter. But that was a good 20 minutes maybe of the movie. Then, to round out my weird films of 2023, we have Millennial Hunter.
Skateboarding at 2 a.m. on a weeknight? You're 33. You should be tending to a child.
Guys, I'm a millennial. It cut me deep. This film hurt me a little inside. This film is about a man who feels like a millennial killed his family and took his job and made his life horrible. And it's a boomer. This boomer teams up with a Gen Xer and then starts murdering millennials. And that's all I'm gonna say about that movie. I did watch the whole thing. You know, it's weird. For my most imaginative films of 2023, which means they really stepped outside the box and thinking about how everything's gonna work. Not just like, well, we have New York City, right? And then what if we just made each section like an element? Guys, that's not even world building. It's really cheap. Really cheap. It's just like putting like a filter over things. It doesn't make any sense, Elemental. It doesn't make sense. Who built this? You didn't have any fire people. How'd you get glass? Tell me that. I digress. Anyway, our most imaginative film of 2023. I only had one, and I picked Spider-Verse.
Then I swing by school, don't really have to try, but I do anyway. Fight a few bad guys, feed a few street dogs, quick break for a cup of chai with my auntie.
I love chai tea.
What did you just say? Chai tea? Chai means tea, bro. You're saying tea. Would I ask you for a coffee with room for cream? Sorry.
Because guys, even in the different realities, in the multiverse, every world feels purposeful. Every world is not just like a filter of New York. It's like believable. The worlds in the multiverse are thoughtful. They're not just random. They're not just like, wouldn't it be cool if we... No, it has a purpose. It's not just, wouldn't it be cool? It's like, no, it's cool and it actually means something. It does something. It has a purpose in this world. We're not just going to use a hot air balloon for air, and then when the air leaves, there's no air inside, but somehow it's still afloat. You know what I'm saying? It looks cool, but it doesn't make any sense. Like if the air at least like drop the balloon all the way to the ground. Because then I would see, oh yeah, then it floats back. Okay, I got it. You see how easy it is? Elemental. My next category. Most beautifully designed and animated films of 2023. I had a few. I'm sure you can guess too. TMNT, of course.
Bring me Stockman's mutant and whatever he used to make it.
You heard her, boys. Lock and load.
God, I love those visuals. Spider-Verse.
Hey, yo, Def Leppard. What?
Beautiful. And Nimona. Honestly, sometimes I couldn't get over the Puss in Boots eyes. Like, I've seen it too much with DreamWorks properties, and then they brought it over to Nimona, and it's just like, he's not even doing the face, but it feels like he's doing the face so much. I don't like that. But yeah, other than that, Nimona is beautiful. I'm digging the art style. And how like sometimes it looks 2D, like a flat cartoon, and other times it doesn't. It's very unique. I like the art of Nimona. It's very beautiful and well designed, even the shots. Before I get to my good and bad list, which some of you might recognize as a best and worst, I'm gonna shout out the really bad films. Just don't watch. It's not a fun watch. It's not, we're gonna laugh and have a good time. I'm just saying really bad, do not watch. And to top that list, I have the Super Mario Brothers movie.
My toads! Our days of terror are almost over. With the help of the Kong army, we will stop!
Who's he?
He's not important!
Guys, that movie was trash. So much trash. Maybe you already saw it, so you already know it's trash. Hopefully Illumination did better with Migration, but they did not do well with the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's pretty, yeah, guys. Yeah. But that's not... Mario's not about, like, fluffy visuals. And it's just, like another YouTuber said, pretty much an advertisement for their 3 major franchises in the Mario series. And they changed Peach. Why? Why do all women have to be girl bosses now? It doesn't even make sense for Peach as a character. Like, then why is there a Mario? We don't need a Mario. Next, Ruby Gilman, Teenage Kraken.
What if you don't tell her?
Gasp of exclamation! Trevin's right! Your mom doesn't have to know.
Deception. I'm on board.
Come on, Ruby, do it!
Do it.
I want to, but if my mom finds out,
Oh, life is not a dress rehearsal! It's time for you to go big and go to prom!
Okay.
Do not watch it. Do not watch it. Like the Super Mario Brothers movie, I ended up watching this multiple times because I fell asleep, I got bored. Yeah, those things, mostly. No, it's still really bad. The character design is awful. They also have those big eyes, but it's not endearing in a Nimona kind of way. The character design is just bad. I don't know anything about those characters from their character design. And the story doesn't really make sense, and I feel like they couldn't decide what they wanted to do with the mermaid, which is the most confusing part of the film, because, like, was her whole goal the whole time to betray her? Then why did she act the way she acted? And I know it's like, oh, well, I gotta get the trident, but, like, even so, you think she would develop some sort of feelings for Ruby. So no, she's, like, very flat character, and no one really questioned the fact that somehow she saved the drowning boy, and she's dry, and Ruby's wet. And I thought they would address that when one of her friends was like, Ruby, you're all wet. And they never did. And then her friends are, I forgot they were there. I heard this was a problem in Wish too. She has friends. They don't really have personalities, and I'm sure they have names. Honestly, it's like a really, really bad Luca. Like, Luca isn't great, and this is like worse than that. And it's also boring. Like, the story doesn't make any sense, and the characters are ugly. And Jane Fonda's in it again, I think. This is her second terrible movie. She was the Luck Dragon. It's like she is not having a good voiceover career. So next, on our really bad don't watch. I'm saying don't watch. This is not for fun. This is not going to make you happy. You're not going to have a good time. Big Bruh.
Big Bros of America. Good people doing good things. Oh, and they give out trophies? Okay, bet. Wait till they get a load of me. I don't need a fucking ID. I'm Money Montez Sheffield.
Now, guys, I don't know what this movie's about. Honestly, it could have been on a weird movie list. It starts off with this boxer who wants to basically have the champion title, but he has to face this other boxer, and that other boxer is like, yo, bro, I saw what you did on the internet. I know what your personal life is like, and I can't fight you because you're a bad person. And so he doesn't. And so he still gets the title or whatever, but he's like, well, that's not a real fight, and I feel like I really need to be the hero. And so then he spies on that guy, and then figures out that maybe he should be like a big brother. And then that little sister, like, makes him do all this other stuff, including, like, I don't know, some Black Lives Matter stuff broke out in the middle of the movie because this young kid replaced that boxer who left, I'm pretty sure, just like, it's only been a couple days, but his coach picked up a new young person to train. Then that young person started to use his past trauma to be violent, and then the past trauma made him too violent, so then he went outside, and then the police were like, what are you doing there, boy? And then they shot him, or they tried to kill him, I think. And then of course, that erupted into a Black Lives Matter protest. And then there's like a robot mecha cop, and then the boxer is about to get eaten, and then the other boxer saves him, and then he's supposed to give a speech and say that the police are bad, but then he's like, but the police fund my career and I love them. And then he doesn't say that they're bad, and then the other boxer is like, see, I knew you were fake. And then the little sister's disappointed, and then I turned it off because I don't like nonsense. Would you believe the director for this movie also directed the better movie, Millennial Hunter? Like, how did you do a good one and a bad one? It's just like, pick your writers better. And this writer was black, but it reads like he's never spoken to another person. And he just reads news headlines all day. That's what the movie is like, news headlines. And it doesn't say anything. Even if I didn't, like, I fast forward to the end, it doesn't say anything. It's so bad. It's really bad. It's not entertaining at all. So let's move on to the ones that are bad, that you still might be entertained by. This is my very bad, but you might have fun, maybe, of 2023. Elemental.
Fire! Fire! Ah, fire!
Hey, hey!
Oh, sorry. You're so hot.
Excuse me?
No, I mean, like, you're smoking. No, I didn't mean it like that.
Are you done yet?
Yes, please.
Immediately, you knew I was going to put that. I've been complaining about this movie. Elemental, it's not a good rom-com. It's not a good anything. It's just there. It just exists. Did I have any fun? No. Do I think you might? No. But I know some people on the internet like Elemental. So maybe you might have fun. It's not good. And you know how I know people are lying when they say it's good? Because this is the same dude who did The Good Dinosaur. Y'all want to tell me that was good? Did any of you watch it? I watched it. And then I fell asleep. So I don't even know what happened at the end. Or actually, maybe I did watch it. You know what? I don't remember. I remember starting it. And that's it. That's how bad that movie is. And Elemental, I remember more than starting it because I actually recorded myself watching it. So I know I remember a lot more about that movie because I had to keep stopping and commenting. And no, I did not put that movie up on here, on the YouTubes, because I have been ashamed and embarrassed of myself for even making YouTube videos. Because I'm like, nobody likes me. I'm just here talking to myself on the internet. I'm just kidding. There's like 50 of you who decided to stick around for now. We'll see. Our next very bad, but you might have fun, maybe, The Little Mermaid.
Wandering free.
The one by Disney. There was another Little Mermaid that came out. I did not get to see it because I don't have Hoopla, so I don't know anything about it. And yes, you might be saying, but Claire, that's a live action remake. And I'm gonna tell you, most of that movie is animation. Most of it is animation. So I think that becomes dealer's choice. And I'm dealing, so it's an animated movie. It's hybrid. Spider-Verse was hybrid too. Donald Glover is not animated, guys. So score one for me, score one for me. And The Little Mermaid is bad. It is very bad. I also recorded myself watching that, so I know it's really bad. A 2-hour plus movie made me a 4-hour recording, if you could believe it. I also didn't put that on the YouTubes. That's from the summer. That's how much I'm not sharing with you. We'll see. It's not good. It's way too long. Like an hour too long, basically. And it's the music is bad. You can tell the music would have been good if it was for the right movie. It wasn't for this movie. For example, Under the Sea. How are you going to say all these fish are doing these things and we never see them? How are they playing bass and lutes and shit? And in the video we watching, everything's just swimming around and Ariel's just like sitting on a turtle or whatever. This bitch don't even dance. Part of your world. I don't know if anyone gave Halle some direction, but they needed to, because she does a terrible job singing this whole song, and this song is the heart of the movie, and they let her ruin it. Why? Now, Halle doesn't ruin every song. No. She doesn't ruin the song that was written for this movie. That was it. That was the only song. And maybe they should have just rewritten all the songs, because that might have made it better for her, because she certainly is not into musical theater, because she cannot act and sing. So maybe she's actually just wrong for the movie as a whole. Just a thought. And secondly, they didn't actually make her black, but they kept pretending that she was black, and they kept hyping it up to stir up controversy. But I can tell they weren't really trying to make her black, because she has locks, guys. She has locks like me, and locks are not magical. They do not magically appear on your head. I had to do this to my head. This doesn't just happen by itself. It may look like that. I don't know how. But it does not grow out of my head like this. And it doesn't grow out of that mermaid's head, especially when you can see her sisters all have different hair. So, I'm saying she's aware of the locks. Why on earth did she take a fork and try and comb through it? Like she didn't know that shit was there. Like she didn't know what a comb was. She knows how to do her hair, and she knows if she's gonna run through the hair, it better be fingers. It better be fingers running through the hair. Not no damn comb. It's not a fork. I'm just saying, either you're telling me that Ariel is a complete idiot. Doubt it. She has enough curiosity that I know she seeks knowledge at every turn, especially about the humans. And Scuttle was always giving her some bullshit. But really? Did Scuttle even tell her what it was? And if Scuttle said that's for your hair, why would she comb through it? Even so, I'm just telling you, it doesn't make sense. And they made her black for no reason. Honestly, all the stuff that they threw in there, it just really confuses the movie on what it's trying to do. Moving on, Paw Patrol, the movie.
Ryder, as you know, I didn't get any superpowers. So I'm not totally sure what to do here.
I've been thinking about that, Liberty, and I've got a very important mission for you.
You do? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Whatever you need, anything at all, I'm your pup.
Great! I need you to hang back and look after the junior patrollers.
Oh, that's not a good idea. Nope. Mm-mm.
Remember when they were trying to get everyone to watch it by pairing it with like Saw? What a weird pairing. Saw 1, why is there another Saw? And then 2, why is there another Paw Patrol? But Paw Patrol was there, and it was in theaters, and guys, that's a movie. That is a movie, Paw Patrol. I did see that preview in Annecy, and I was curious. That's why I watched it. I was curious if it was actually going to be good, like a hidden gem or something. It is not a hidden gem. It's not a hidden gem. Can it be funny? Yes, under the right light. Did I laugh at some moments? The second time I watched it. Why did I watch it twice? I have nieces and nephews. That's why. But it can be funny. The black girl dog would be the one to watch if you want to see it be funny, because she is just abused by this human child. He does not care about her feelings at all, and she keeps trying to like make the best of her situation, and then he just keeps raining on her parade. And it's kind of hilarious to watch. You know, if you watch it closely, you'll see that a lot of the movie doesn't make sense, and in some ways it's kind of hilarious for that. I would say don't watch it alone, and maybe not sober, but you can watch it sober, but not alone. Don't watch it alone. Don't watch it alone. Next we have the Swan Princess. A Fairy Tale Reborn.
I have a few ideas for an iconic pose. Me as a classic goddess. Or me as the tiger mother. Which one do you love the most?
Guys, this movie is weird. This movie is very weird, but you might have a good time watching it. I mean, remember my description? It's crazy. It's a really crazy movie. I would also say watch with friends. Do not suffer alone and never be sober for that. The movie is weird. And I didn't watch the second one, so good for you if you love that one. And you're like, what else have I been missing in the Swan Princess franchise? Now we want to tell you the movies that are good and that you will most likely enjoy. This is my It's a Good Time list of 2023. We have Leo.
I'm not touching those things.
Don't they eat, sleep, and poo in the same place?
Hey, I poo where he sleeps.
Adam Sandler showed up with a film late in 2023. Surprise! People liked it better than Wish. But a lot of things were better than Wish. And Leo, I can certainly say, it was good. It's kind of one of those movies where the people who made it are feeling old, and so they like to tell everyone, oh my god, guys, I'm old! And that's just like Lightyear. But I think Leo did it better because I didn't feel depressed and bored. I love the chemistry between Adam Sandler and Bill Burr. It was great. Bill Burr was my favorite part, to be honest. Love the kiddos. I think it was a very interesting movie. Good for a good time. That's why it's on the It's a Good Time list. Nimona.
Something, 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 we win. Metal.
Also on Netflix. What is Netflix doing, guys? Coming out with the hitters. Nimona. Nimona is a good time. The story, it can be heavy-handed in its messaging, and then it can also be a little bit heartbreaking. Sometimes I feel like it's doing too much, but I think they did achieve something special overall. I have a lot of nitpicks with that movie, but it's solid, and you'll have a good time. I had a good time. I even laughed. I do laugh. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I am the Spot. We meet again, Spider-Man.
Yeah, of course, it's gonna be on this list. It is a good time. I would say that if you haven't watched the first one, it's less of a good time. And if there's no last one, it's really less of a good time because it leaves you on a cliffhanger. There is no conclusion to that second movie. The third movie should be coming out soon, so you won't have to wait too long for a conclusion. But for the people who saw it on release day, that's a year. It's solid, but I feel like 1, you need to like superhero movies. 2, you need to like Spider-Man for sure, because there's a lot of Spider-Man. There are Spider people all over the place. But you'll have a good time while you have a time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Maybe one day everyone will love us like everyone loves Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, you know, maybe one day.
Well, I know you guys did not, because who has a Paramount Plus subscription? No one, except for me. And I didn't want it, but I really did want to see TMNT. TMNT's trailer drew me in, and I was like, I gotta see what this movie's about. TMNT, I'm not gonna say much more about it. Guys, it's fantastic. Millennial Hunter.
Hey, what do you know about avocado toast?
Well, I know it's way too expensive for what it is. But it is kind of good.
So millennials are killing the breakfast industry. But why? What's the end goal? Who's behind it? Think, John, think.
It is a good time. Do watch it. It's free on Tubi. It is fun, especially if you're a millennial. You might feel attacked. Before I get to the best animated movie of 2023, in my opinion, I want to shout out some of my most favorite characters. Nimona.
If you see anyone,
murder them.
Hide. If you see anyone,
Hide!
Fine, because we're still gonna break stuff.
That's a hard no.
God, what can you say? Like, she won me over. First, I wasn't sure, but she's a bit like Monkey King. Speaking of Monkey King.
When we were in hell, I read my scroll. It said, Lynn, common peasant girl, tried to make a difference. Never did. Does it have to end that way?
I don't know. Who's Lynn?
I'm Lynn.
Oh, hey, Lynn. Monkey King, nice to meet you.
I really did enjoy it. I know he's probably annoying to some people, but I'm kind of digging the Monkey King. He's kind of like Nimona, but I think Nimona has more dimensions. The Monkey King never gets to develop because we have the kid. And finally, all 4 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So, just be straight with me. Do you think there are more people like you? You know, people who will accept us?
No, absolutely not. Genuinely, no. There's no way.
Oh my god, so adorable. I don't know if it's because I'm older, but I doubt it. I just love them. They're so adorable. They're so cute. They just wanna be loved. They just wanna be loved by society and fit in and be friends. Oh my god, I love the little Ninja Turtle. I also filmed myself watching that one. Could you believe it? I filmed like 3 videos that you have not seen and I just told you about. I mean, there's more than that. I filmed a lot of videos while I haven't been posting. Like, it didn't end with genocide, even though I feel like that's a strong exclamation point. I don't want to end my channel on genocide. I hopefully want that to just, we stop doing that and then, get back to talking about animation. It's a wait and see moment. I mean, we can talk about animation, but the genocide part, it's a wait and see. We can only hope for the best. And finally, my last fun category is, that's a black movie. Yep, that's my last category because I feel like it's needed. In the animation space, I wish there was like more black movies. And I wish we had a way to highlight them. Like, I see you seeing me right now. Like, Bebe's Kids, a Goofy movie. And with these, Spider-Verse.
Are you, Oh, this? We don't know the sex yet. My husband wants it to be a surprise. He's really corny, but so hot.
Will you adopt me?
What?
That's a black movie. And TMNT.
You know what I did? I beat that fool. Damn. I touched that chin. Mollywopped him. Wop, wop, to an inch of his life.
That's also a black movie. And I'm not going to explain why for any of this. If you know, you know. Okay? And those black movies. Not big bra. The best overall animated film of 2023 is... Guys, you knew I was going to pick TMNT. Mutant Mayhem.
What's going on? What are you doing up there? Don't lie. Tell me. Are you in trouble? Is something wrong? Is someone trying to milk you?
No one is trying to milk us.
Why do you always jump straight to milking?
I love that movie. J'adore. But I know a lot of people feel very strongly about Spider-Verse. And let me just tell you, get off the hype train. It is not the best movie of this year. And I know it got a lot of awards. It's a great movie. Don't doubt me. But it's not the best. I did enjoy Across the Spider-Verse quite a bit. Mostly the animation tickled my brain like a lot. And that's kind of why Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem ended up first. It tickled my brain. The whole movie, my brain was tickled. And I really thought like animation was just dead for me. Like I was in some sort of cynical pit that I could not dig out. I would hate every movie because I don't like any of the Disney movies. And no, here comes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to tell me, all those movies suck. That's why. I'm gonna show you how a real movie is made. And it was black. I love that. I love how so many things came together for that film. And it's gorgeous. And the sound design, the score. I'm just thinking, like, that is a masterpiece, to be honest. It's not like the greatest animation film. Like, If we said Lion King was the top, this would probably be somewhere below Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast. Like, if you guys want me to do a list, I can do a list. But let's just say I regard this film quite highly, and I have watched it multiple times, so it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. I disagree with CinemaSins on this. God, it's just, honestly, that movie saved me because I really thought that I was just dead inside. And that because everyone seems to love these shitty films, these Elementals, and like people are saying Elemental turned out to be good after it failed at the box office. Oh, people went to go do pity support for Disney's film. That's great. It doesn't change that the film is not good. I don't care if you tell me the backstory where you're like, oh, it's about me and my immigration to New York City and how my family was and the racism we went through. I'm like, cool story, bro. That's not what's happening in the film. Honestly, there is a lot of racism. It goes nowhere. It's just like, here's some racism. Everything feels lazy. And I'm stuck in this hellhole thinking like, really? This is what's the best? This is what's good? This is what everyone likes? And I thought maybe, no, I'm the one that's insane because everyone does like this. So I'm the one who clearly doesn't belong in the animation industry because I'm expecting something that no one thinks is good. Like a story, animation, things making sense. Instead, they're like, well, Disney made it, so it is good. Pixar made it, so it is good. Oh, you're one of those Disney haters. You're one of those Pixar haters. I'm one of the Pixar haters? I was one of the original fangirls of Pixar, like down to buying their little documentary on iTunes. I was gonna say Apple TV, but it was iTunes. I bought the Pixar story way back when, 2008, because I was obsessed with it. I was supposed to go to art school and study animation. Then I was gonna go live out and try and work for Pixar. Like, I loved Pixar. I wanted to do that. So I'm definitely not a hater. And I've been watching Disney basically my whole life. So I have a right, even if I didn't, I have a right to express my views. And I'm validated. I'm validated because TMNT, because of Across the Spider-Verse, because there are good films and they've shown the industry that animated films can be good and they sell a fuck ton, which should calm the nerves of your CEO. That's the state of animation for 2024. And what do we have to look forward to? We can look forward to Inside Out. I think that is for sure coming out 2024. Otherwise, they won't release anything. So, Inside Out, Mufasa the King. I hope that's a lie. Oh my God, let's look up that. Well, wouldn't you know it? The Lion King 2019 2 is coming out in December. It might get pushed. We'll see. There's a lot of CGI, but I'm sure they reused a lot of assets. So, and hopefully it didn't look like a documentary. They didn't use Jon Favreau for this one. They like to mix up the directors, so it's Barry Jenkins. Why the fuck would Kiara appear in the film? Hold on. The Wikipedia says Kiara will appear in the film. Why? She's part of Lion King 2. Mufasa was super dead. Like he was a grandpa, but he was a dead grandpa. So why is she in the Mufasa movie? So we have that to look forward to in December. Honestly, it doesn't look like there's a lot coming out. Hold on. Let me ask the Wikipedia. Okay, we got a good list of films coming in 2024. Like a huge amount that have already been listed. I mean, some may or may not happen. Like, I know I've seen this Harold and the Purple Crayon from the last year's list. It did not happen last year, of course. We know that. Kung Fu Panda 4. Can someone, a fan of the Kung Fu Panda series, tell me why? I didn't even know people liked Kung Fu Panda that much. To be honest, I think I watched 2 of them. I don't know how many I watched. I was bored. I didn't like it, and I love Jack Black, but I was like, this is not really a Jack Black movie. Moana 2, Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. Guys, are we mentally bankrupt? Have we run out of all the ideas? What's happening? Is there no one in the world who has an original thought anymore? Are we doomed to to repeat all the art we've had up to this point? Is this the last year? You know, Orion in the Dark has already released, and I did start watching it. Maybe I will film my reaction, because when I say I did start watching it, I mean I turned it on and I watched like 10 minutes and then I turned it off. I do not think it will be on my good time movies list. Honestly, it's really ugly. It is so ugly. Like, it feels rushed, for one. Did they mean for the textures to look like that? I didn't really watch it, and I want to give it a go. The premise already sounds super nonsensical. Like, it sounds like they had a good idea, and then they didn't know how to do it. They're like, this sounds cool, but we don't know what to do. And then they threw a bunch of ideas at the wall, and then it got to be too late into production time, and so they just had to roll with whatever they had. And that's what it sounds like the movie is going to be like. And this is just me based off of what I know about the story, because there is a lot of exposition. There's a ton of exposition in the beginning. So I know all about the universe. That's why I know it doesn't make sense already. And I didn't finish watching the movie. SpongeBob gets another movie. I've heard only the first SpongeBob movie was even good. So, you know, I might have to watch the other SpongeBob movies to really find out what happened. Because the first SpongeBob movie was fantastic. That was a game changer, I think, when it came to TV to movie animations. The SpongeBob movie was something I saw in theater. I mean, I saw the Rugrats movies in theaters too. Cartoon Network, most of the movies stayed on the TV, except for the Powerpuff Girls movie. What a good time to be a kid. I need people nowadays to make that happen for this generation too. Less tablets, more books, and dare I say it, more TV, but not Baby Shark. There might be a second movie from DreamWorks. I don't doubt it. Everyone's pumping out like 2 movies a year now. It's a little overwhelming, and I feel like everyone should just calm down. Woody Woodpecker goes to camp. Why are they making a sequel to that? And this is a sequel to the live action one. Like, they're not making a new animated Woody the Woodpecker. Who even knows about that? They haven't, I don't think they've shown reruns of that cartoon in the past 20 years, or maybe ever. I don't know if I've even seen reruns on TV of specifically Woody the Woodpecker. Like Hanna-Barbera, mostly like Yogi, Flintstones, Jetsons. I know Woody the Woodpecker, even Rocky and Bullwinkle, but not Woody the Woodpecker. So it's crazy that it's getting a sequel. I think Universal is desperate and dumb. There's supposed to be another Wallace and Gromit. I gotta ask Aardman Animation, are they mentally bankrupt too? Because they just did a sequel to Chicken Run, and now you're gonna do another Wallace and Gromit? Do you not have an original idea? Does no one have an original idea anymore? And they're such a small studio. I feel like they should be able to get the funding for a new film. Even from good old Netflix. That bitch is always starving for content. So I'm like, throw something new. I mean, if the Magician's Elephant can get on there, this shit is wild. Or the Swan Princess. It seems like a strong IP, but not to me. I never watched any Swan Princess, anything. I didn't know anything about that. Just thought it was like a knockoff Barbie or something. Oh my god, there's a Despicable Me 4. Why is everything 4? Isn't that the sign that you've done too much? Alright guys, well, the horizon of animation is not the greatest. I don't know what to expect from this year at all. I'm a little worried. Everything seems to be a sequel or a prequel for The Lion King. This might be the worst year of animation to come. Let's hope for some gems that pop out of nowhere. I'm gonna try to go to some festivals to see what's on the horizon, but like, what we have in front of us is just, I mean, don't keep your hopes up. They're all sequels, every last one of them. They have nothing new to say. Like, some sequels are literally just a repeat of the original movie. Yeah, I feel a little discouraged. I was pretty hyped up after showering TMNT with praise, but wow. Yeah guys, I am concerned about we'll have a good film to watch this year. It's very stressful for me because that means I'm going to be making a lot of videos that are going to annoy you guys, because I am definitely not going to like at least half of these videos. I mean, it's rare for a sequel for me to like it. I I'm just not about the sequel life. Yeah, every once in a while maybe, but like I'm an OG IP all day type of person. This sucks. The state of animation 2024. It's not looking good, guys. Last year we had some ups and downs. This year might be all downs, and hopefully for the fans of these IPs, it's an up and not a down. For me, we'll see. I'm gonna start down so I can be surprised. Thanks for watching. Bye.
極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。